Hey guys, it's YogiNurseSara. Welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, I'm a senior BSN nursing student and an ICU extern in the cardiothoracic ICU. So subscribe if you haven't already and stay tuned. I'm going to be talking about how I got into nursing school from a community college to a university, because for those of you that don't know, it's more competitive if you're coming from a community college to a university, because they're going to accept the university students over the community college students. Obviously, because they've already done their prereqs at that school and they just favor them more. So let's get into it. So the first thing I did to make me a more competitive applicant is I worked really hard in my prerequisite courses. You're going to be taking a lot of hard science courses. You're going to be taking chemistry, anatomy and physiology. You're going to be taking microbiology. You just have to take all these prereqs. And you really want to do well in them because they are actually what prepare you for nursing school. These are hard classes which you have to study for, like anatomy. You can't get by without studying. Like, it's memorization. You have to know all the bones in the body. So I just encourage everyone to do well in those classes. Try to get an A. A lot of nursing schools, their prereq, you have to have at least a B or an A in the class, your science classes. So microbiology, anatomy, chemistry. So it's important to really try hard in those classes and try to do the best you can. Don't get upset if you get a B, it's not a big deal, but just try to do your best. That's all you can really do. I know some nursing schools stack up all the applicants and they go down by GPA. Whoever has the highest GPA, they're going to look at you first over someone that has a lower GPA. And a lot of nursing schools have requirements on GPA. You have to have at least 3.5 or so on. You never know. So it's important to do well in your classes. Going into it, coming from a community college, like, I better get all A's. I need to get all A's if I really want to be competitive against these other students. I don't know who's applying. Another good thing to do is get involved. Like, if your school has clubs or something, try to find something that you're kind of into, that you kind of like. I joined the Honor Society for community college students. It wasn't that great, but I participated in some events like trash cleanup on the highway, stuff that I actually like to do. And I feel like that looked good on my resume for nursing school, being in an honor society. I also did tons of volunteer opportunities because that looks awesome on a resume, like for a job, for nursing school, just for anything. So I tried to volunteer in stuff that I would like doing. So I volunteered at the Stray Rescue in St. Louis. They basically find all these dogs on the road, and just stray dogs, and they take them in, shelter them. They have tons of volunteers that come and walk the dogs. So that's what I would do. I would walk the dogs. That was my volunteer. I would just do it for like an hour a day. I would go after school, walk a dog, which St. Louis is pretty far from me, but it was worth it in the end. I also volunteered at the food bank in St. Louis, so I would like box up a bunch of food for it to be sent out to homeless people, stuff like that. So that's something I always keep in my resume because it looks good. Having volunteer opportunities on your resume for nursing school just shows that you're a leader in your community. So they're more likely to pick you whenever it comes down to choosing applicants over someone else that hasn't done anything in the community, because nursing does have to do with the community. So a lot of nursing schools have you send in like letters of recommendation from your professors or whoever, someone you've worked for, because it really attests to your academic ability. So you want to do this strategically. You want to pick teachers that you did really well in their class. A teacher that you've known longer would be a better option than someone you just had one semester. So I literally just chose my college algebra teacher. I had her for 2 algebra classes, and I chose this professor because she really liked me. I would challenge her practice problems online and say, this is the right answer instead of this one. Yeah, I'm a know-it-all. Yeah, I guess I was a little know-it-all in community college because I would correct her practice problems and be like, this is the answer instead of this one. And she actually liked that, so hey, it worked out in my favor. I also would help this guy that sat next to me. I just like to talk to people in my classes, so I helped this guy out all the time in class, and he was always late to class. He didn't really do good in the class. So I would help him out, and actually in my letter of recommendation, my teacher said that I had humbled her as a professor, which was pretty nice, and it really attests to me being able to help other people and what I can bring to a nursing program, like helping other students. So I feel like that really helped me. I was really thankful that teacher did that for me. So I recommend you choose your favorite class, something that you did really well in, something that you participated. If you didn't participate in that class, then that's not a good professor to ask for a letter of recommendation, because how are they even going to know you really well? You want to choose professors that know you really well. Like the professors that I chose, I would talk to all the time, every day in class. and I would always participate in their classes, and I did well in their classes. So that's what made me look good on my letters of recommendation. Another thing that will help you get into nursing school, like really good, is writing a super good essay. So for my essay, we had to answer like a bunch of leadership questions, and then we also had to write a personal statement. And I tried looking for this because I wanted to share it, but I couldn't. I'm so mad that I don't have that anymore. So you really want to speak about your why. Like, find your why. Don't just say, I want to help people, because that's very cliche and that's what everyone's going to say. So you want to dig deep and find your why. What do you want to do? How are you going to impact patients' lives as a nurse? Why do you want to be a nurse? Why do you want to help people? What do you like about helping people? Just stuff like that. You want to dig deep, write a good letter. You want to have it peer reviewed, so have someone review it at the school you go to, because that's what I did. I literally went to the writing lab and had them edit it and just tell me what they think, because someone else is more likely to catch up on mistakes or just you not sounding genuine rather than just reading it yourself. So I really can't stress getting involved enough. Like, that just looks so good that you are involved in school, and it shows leadership. So I encourage everyone to do it. No matter how boring you think it might be, it'll actually end up being fun if you enjoy what you're in. So whenever I transferred to the university that I go to now, we had to do like prerequisite nursing courses at that university. So even though I did all my prereqs at a community college, I still had more to do at the university because they had to be from that school. So it was like classes like nutrition and nursing, therapeutic communication and nursing, and pathophys, stuff like that. So I did really good in those classes. I really strived to do well in those classes because I know that was going to be like the end all for nursing school. They're going to look at those grades because those are kind of like nursing classes, because for my program, they used to be in the program, but they took them out so they could, better weigh down applicants based on those classes if they did well in those classes. So I did really well in those classes, and then whenever I applied, I was actually in those classes, so we had to apply like halfway through those classes. So I knew if I wasn't getting in, I took these classes for no reason. They're probably not going to transfer to another university, so I knew I had to get in the first try. So when I was taking these classes at the university, we have a Student Nurses Association, which I'm pretty sure every university should have, but you could actually get involved as a pre-nursing student. So that's something I did. I was an active member, which means that I donated, I volunteered, I went to all the meetings, and I really liked being a part of this group. It was pretty cool, and I got to do a bunch of volunteer opportunities that were actually fun. I got to volunteer at the Ronald McDonald House. This is a place where like families go that are traveling from out of state to a hospital for their kids to get treatment, basically. So it was really neat. We got to cook for the kids and stuff at the Ronald McDonald House. That was something I was able to put on my resume. It just looks super good to volunteer. And actually, after being an active member in that group, we have active members, and then we have executive boards, people that are on the leadership. I actually have a leadership role now, and I love it. And I know it's going to look good when I apply for a nursing job, because I can really talk about how I mentored younger nursing students through the process of becoming a nursing student, basically. And actually, after I became the active member, I was accepted into nursing school, etc., etc. I got on the leadership board for Student Nurses Association, and I feel like it's really grown my leadership skills, and it's going to look awesome on a nursing resume, like how I've helped younger nursing students through the process of their classes. We do a lot of mentoring. We do presentations, so I'm getting more comfortable talking in front of a bunch of people. It's just a really good opportunity, and also the professors get to know you really good when they know you're in Student Nurses Association. It's just a good thing to be a part of. So that's all I have for this video today. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I have bigger and better quality videos to come. I'm getting a super good camera, and I also have more content coming regarding my nursing journey, because I'm starting my senior year of nursing school in the fall, and I'm also going to be a cardiothoracic ICU extern, so I think I'll be able to contribute a lot to this channel. And I also want to do some more yoga, because, who doesn't love yoga? Who doesn't love a cool yoga pose? Everyone can learn it. So make sure you subscribe, and thank you for watching.